help support us on Patreon, and we might actually show you what really happened in Milwaukee. If you know what I mean. When you are in Chicago, the hometown of CM Punk, you know for sure that you are getting booed, especially if your opponent is CM Punk himself. John Cena found this out the hard way. In 2011, at Money in the Bank, the match between John Cena and CM Punk not only had the WWE Championship on the line, but John Cena's job. As well as this, CM Punk's contract was expiring at midnight, and he had plans to walk away with the title around his waist. From the moment Cena came out to the ring, the Chicago crowd were not happy to see him, to say the least. Just look at Cena's face during his entrance. The grueling match ended with CM Punk pinning John Cena 1-2-3 to win the WWE Championship, even after Vince McMahon tried to rig the result. As you can imagine, Vince McMahon was furious at the result, as he tried to get Alberto Del Rio to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase, but it didn't work. The pay-per-view ended with CM Punk blowing a kiss to Vince McMahon as he walked off through the Chicago crowd, a sight I'm sure Vince McMahon still thinks about to this day. John Cena makes this list again, but this time we go all the way back to 2006. When he appeared at ECW One Night Stand, a night Cena will definitely want to forget about, the main event of ECW One Night Stand saw John Cena defend his WWE Championship against Rob Van Dam. But before the match even started, it was evident that the ECW crowd were anti-Cena to begin with, based on the boos Cena received for his entrance, and the fact that Cena had his own shirt, which he wore to the ring, thrown back at him numerous times. Throughout the match, the crowd hurled insults towards Cena, such as "fuck you Cena," "same old shit," "overrated," and "you can't wrestle." That last one definitely hurt the most. The match finished with Rob Van Dam defeating John Cena for the WWE Championship, thanks to a little help from Edge, who speared Cena through a table leaned against the turnbuckle. It comes as no surprise that the crowd were over the moon about the result, as the chant "Thank you, Edge" could be heard throughout the arena. On the 1st of October edition of Monday Night Raw, Kevin Owens and Elias were in Seattle, in what they thought was just another day in the office, until Elias landed himself in hot water with the crowd after he made a joke about Seattle not having a basketball team.
It's like having a basketball team in Seattle.
This was in reference to the Seattle Supersonics relocating from Seattle, Washington, to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma in 2008. Which, as you can tell, the Seattle fans have still not forgotten about. The crowd were booing continuously throughout Elias and Kevin Owens' promo, which forced them to raise their voices over the angry Seattleites.
Kev, you're gonna have to speak up. These people are being very disrespectful.
I said, you know what else
I don't even think Kevin Owens and Elias were prepared for the reactions that they received. The look on Elias's face just says it all. It's clearly evident that the crowd were not going to after that one. After being the second person to defeat The Undertaker on the grandest stage of them all, Roman Reigns had quite the reception the next day on Raw after WrestleMania 33. As we already know, Roman Reigns gets a lot of heat from the WWE crowd on a daily basis, but this was on a whole new level. The moment Reigns' music hit, the crowd were not having it. With Reigns inside the ring, the crowd voiced their hatred towards him, with chants including "F you Roman," "You suck," "Asshole," "Roman sucks," "Shut the fuck up," and maybe the worst one to say. I don't think I can say this one out loud actually, Jesus, that's... Alright, go away. Oh, I feel bad just saying it out loud. Every time Roman was about to speak, the crowd just instantly shut him down by booing as loud as they could. As tough as this must have been to take in, you've got to admit, but Reigns kinda walked away the real winner here, as he took in all of this hate and then shut down the crowd with his one-liner.
"This is my yard now."
One of the most famous and controversial incidents to happen in WWE history was the Montreal Screwjob. This saw Bret Hart basically get screwed by Vince McMahon for his WWF World Heavyweight Championship after he refused to drop his title to Shawn Michaels at Survivor Series 1997. Under strict orders from the chairman, referee Earl Hebner was forced to call for the bell when Shawn Michaels had Bret Hart in a sharpshooter submission hold, even though Bret Hart clearly did not tap out. Bret Hart was so angry with the result that he spat in Vince McMahon's face, as well as destroying the set and writing WCW in the air. 8 years later, Shawn Michaels returned to Montreal and delivered one of the most memorable heel promos in WWE history, by opening with the line, "Who's your daddy, Montreal?"
Who's your daddy, Montreal?
In this promo, Michaels proudly admitted how he screwed Bret once, and that he'd do it again, as well as disrespectfully singing "Oh Canada" to the crowd.
Oh, Canada!
When Bret Hart's music hit during Shawn Michaels' promo, the Montreal crowd went into a frenzy. However, they soon realised that it was all an elaborate prank set up by Shawn Michaels.
Got your hopes up just a little bit, didn't I? Damn it.
Michaels had so much heat on him that night that I'm surprised nobody tried to jump the barrier and just outright kill him.